Hey guys, welcome to First Reaction. Sorry, I haven't posted in a while. I'm just gonna do this stuff on video now instead of typing it all out. Just because I'm busy as hell right now, and I'm just gonna say what I think, and hopefully it'll be easier than reading anyway. And I'm gonna review things if you haven't seen my page, books, TV shows, movies, basically whatever. I'm gonna learn how to review games and play games with y'all soon. I'm not technically savvy as of right now, but I'm learning. Yeah, hope you enjoy. So for this review, I am reviewing this book, The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. It's not actually, the name of the author is not actually Robert Galbraith, it's a pseudonym for J.K. Rowling. Why she uses this name? Probably because she doesn't want people to buy it just for the sake of her, because everybody knows who she is. And so this is what the pseudonym she goes by when she's writing mystery books. Basically, this is the second one in the series of Corman Strike. Sorry, I don't know why I said Robert. Corman Strike is the name of the detective, and this is the second book of his series of novels. I've only read this one. I haven't read the first one, but let me tell you a little bit about Corman. Corman is a war veteran. This all takes place in England, so presumably for the English army. And basically, in an act of heroism, he loses a leg. We get flashbacks of that, and he talks about it in this book, but that's kind of implied. Since this is the second book, I haven't read the first one, so I don't know if that's a whole chapter or anything in the first book, but they kind of review it again just in case in this book through flashbacks. And actually, he is a private detective, and he's kind of famous because he solved this famous murder from the first book. He didn't really talk about what it is, but he is kind of famous. But lately he's been working on cases like, cheatings and husbands and wives wanting him to spy on their spouses and stupid things like that. So he's using a prosthetic leg, so physically he can't do all the things that you would expect a private eye from a movie, let's say action movie, would be able to do, like Jack Reacher or anything like that. I mean, he's still a big dude, but he can't really run or anything. So Cormoran, he has to rely mostly on his intellect. And actually, one of the people he saved while he was on tour when he lost his leg is the head detective for the of the person investigating the murder from this novel. It's basically a murder of a writer who never really became as famous as his counterparts, and there's a whole scandal from the past that they uncover, and so on and so on. You can read the book. I'm not going to go through the whole synopsis, but I just want to give a quick review on it. It's a good read. It gets kind of slow in the middle, but you kind of expect that. Oh, mostly because they're always giving you clues that you don't really know are clues, and they might resurface later. And what I liked about this novel is you kind of lose the magic of J.K. Rowling in the middle, I thought. Okay, but then when you get to the end of the novel, you kind of see it all coming back together, and I was really amazed by the ending and how he uncovered the actual murderer by the end. And it was, I don't want to say it's not someone you expect it to be, because there's only a handful of people, but it's not the obvious one, which is awesome, right? There's an obvious one, and she almost leads you to think that it's the obvious one until the very last second. And he's involved, but not as an accomplice or anything, but he has something to do with it. But right at the end there, and then when he explains how he figured it out by the end, it's great. Like for a detective novel, I very recommend it. Just duly for the ending, all the clues that comes up, and there's one specific thing that just made me go, oh man, how come I didn't see that? So it's very, I would say, as for a detective novel, which it was very thrilling. It gets right in the middle. You kind of lose your way, and I just think, oh man, I'd have to get through another 100, 200 pages just to get to the end. But it's worth the read. You can get through it pretty quickly. I haven't been able to get myself to read lately, but I'm gonna try to read more again so I can make more of these reactions. anyways, if I had to give it a rating out of 5, maybe 3.9, almost close to 4. It's not like if you kind of compare it to her Harry Potter novels. I mean, it's not. It's totally something totally different, which why I see why she would use a different name. So yeah, I recommend it to people who like mystery. And but if you start reading it, when you get to the middle, just wait, keep reading, get to the end, and it'll be worth your time reading it. So yeah, that's my first reaction towards this book, and thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, subscribe if you want to hear more from me for other things. So yeah, take it easy.